Okay, so now that you've viewed information on the course syllabus, we'll dive into looking at the schedule. So, uh, yeah, our schedule for 11:51 is pretty straightforward. You note that we have our first little section here dealing with some math review. Really, really important for you to get a handle on that early on. If you have questions, definitely stay on top of things leading up to the midterm and the finals as that comes up. But the more you practice and the more time you put into learning the math components of the physics aspects of biomechanics, the better off you're going to be. So the rules generally stay the same as far as what we'll be doing as far as the level of math. So again, really put the time and effort in early on as best you can to comprehend or figure out how and when to apply these like math rules or math tactics to figure out problems. Generally speaking, they're going to be algebraic. That's going to be the most useful tool that you have and develop throughout this course. If you already have that and have already developed it over some years of math previously, you should be good. Usually most people need a little bit of time just to dust off that previously acquired knowledge. But again, just on that note, one thing I really, really want to encourage everyone is to be okay to try and make errors and make mistakes and fail at attempts, because failing isn't you failing as a person. It's not a personal thing. It's just a moment to learn. Okay, so it's an attempt and a chance to learn, try again, put in a little bit more effort. And genuinely, I've experienced this myself, where you go through numerous attempts and not getting it. You get different points of help from different people, maybe peers. You'll be doing group work, so hopefully you and your group can work together between those that might get it a bit quicker and easier or have that background and knowledge already established, and those that don't. Everyone wins at that scenario, or myself, or any means, the math tutorial or math lab that is a study area or a part at Douglas that you can refer to. But regardless, my hopes for you is to put in that time and establish it, and there is a payoff, and once you get it, it's brings everything together nicely for you. So I really want to encourage you to try and make mistakes, errors. It's great. It's where the beauty of learning happens, is in those errors. So be a bit fearless, be a bit bold. I know math can be intimidating sometimes, and errors happen, but it's just math. Just kind of rework it, retool and readjust the way that you approach it, and then you get it, and then move forward from there. Okay, so really want to encourage everyone there. Okay, without failure, there is no learning. So, and we're here to learn. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of the first component here. We also have a little bit of anatomy fundamentals. So we'll talk about descriptive terms for moving, as well as basic anatomy. With that, there's not going to be huge amounts of memorization, but a degree of working familiarity with the human body is needed. So you don't need your anatomy and physiology totally dialed in for this lab. If you have it, again, it's helpful, or for this class, sorry. Okay, then we have labs. So you have separate lab times where you leave or don't come to class. You just go straight to the lab. You have lab tasks and lab things to do, as well as lab assignments to hand in. So that's done with your lab facilitator. And then we have some new projects to work on, and your RPA. So that's your research project. And I'll give you more details as we get to those components. Whenever you see a flex class, I mean, it's free time essentially for you to be able to work on whatever you want. So we have one here before your lab. We have some time here because your assignment 1 will be given out. So you'll have some time to work on it in your groups there. I know how challenging it can be to try to organize everyone to be in the same place at the same time. So I want to provide that to you and give you that opportunity within our scheduled class time to be able to meet with your groups and do work. It doesn't have to be at class. You can do it at a cafe or wherever works for everyone. Okay. Yeah, and more labs and stuff. So the red here is you have your RPA due. The first one, you can see when your labs are due. Again, all of this will be submitted online on Blackboard. But I really want to encourage all of you as well, during these flex classes, if you're struggling with the math components, set up an office hour with me, say, hey, these sort of concepts in class I'm just not getting, or I'm worried about what level of math I need to be able to do for the final. And, I will be giving a practice midterm and practice final to do. So it'll give you a really good idea to the level of knowledge that you'll need to hold and be able to do. And I'll give more details for that. But the nice thing here is we have our midterm scheduled right before reading break. So you get to totally clear that off your plate. You get that whole week off from this class, nothing to think about or do. And then we start back up into the second half. Again, after the midterm, you will need some carryover knowledge, just in the sense that the math principles that are used again in the second half, as well as the base concepts that we learn in the first half get carried over into the second half to some degree. Another way of saying that is the better you understand the first half material, it should facilitate and make the second half material a lot easier to understand. Even though technically they're separate, we won't be, say, doing linear kinematic equations in the second half. You're not going to be have to reproduce that. Okay. Very similar stuff. Your RPA 2 is a research paper, which means you'll have to research and write a paper. So to help you gain some skills you might need for that, we have a library session where you can learn how to search library databases for research papers, peer academic level, peer-reviewed papers to use in your assignment, as well as being able to learn how to cite through APA citation format. This is a first-year class, and I've come to find quite a few students typically lose a lot of marks there with APA, either styling, formatting, citation formatting. So the library sessions are really, really key class to make, okay? That won't be done in class or lab. That's actually at the library and will be set up there, okay? Good, and that's pretty much class and the schedule here if you want to refer to it. Again, be ready and be flexible in the sense that watch your announcements. They're going to give you updates as to any changes that happen in class. So be it weather, sick, if I get sick or something, or if something comes up as far as COVID or whatever the case is. Yeah, just be ready and be flexible potentially to have classes or course material put online. If that's the case, it will come through an announcement and an email, okay? If you have or foresee that you're going to have issues with some course content being delivered online this semester, please email me now and I'll do what I can to make sure that you're set up with all the resources you need for that, okay? Yeah. Okay, other than that, we have review periods before midterms. And again, you can always email me and we'll set up some office hours if you feel like you're struggling or want to know how you can improve on future assignments. Okay. Looking forward to seeing you in class and going through some biomechanics with you.